Happy Friday, Kroc Nation. How y'all doing? I'm your host, Darrell Wren. Welcome to another edition of Kroc Sports Talk. I'm here with my other hosts, Mr. Darius Jackson, Miss Jackie Foster. Sorry, we was a little delayed this week in getting this show kicked off, but we are ready to do it right now. So we're gonna jump right in. We got a lot to talk about, so strap in for the next half hour. Hope you're gonna enjoy what we got to dish out. We're gonna start out first with the results from last week's poll question on whether or not all indigenous team mascot names should be removed from various sports teams, pro, college, what have you. I think we got the results in on that. Darius, what we got, brother?
Oh, we got 12-1 as a, I'm sorry, I believe it was 12-2 actually. As most people decided yes, they believe that most teams should get rid of those names.
Okay, so the polling was highly favorable for that teams should get rid of those mascots, those indigenous team mascots in various levels of sports, whether it be, I guess high school, college, or pro. So that's kind of the trend of the country right now. That's the way things are going. So as we all have heard, of course, the Redskins are going to be changing their name soon. So we'll stay tuned and see what happens with maybe some of the other teams like the Cleveland Indians and what have you. Okay, we're going to jump right into this week's topics. We're going to start out with the WNBA. I'm going to kick it over to Jackie in a minute, but the Atlanta Dream co-owner, Kelly Loeffler, who also happens to be a U.S. Senator from Georgia, apparently she has some misgivings about the approach that the WNBA is taking, the Atlanta Dream in particular, because she's the co-owner, regarding some of the social issues they're tackling and the way they're tackling them, like allowing the teams to wear like Black Lives Matter on their uniforms or other forms of statements that address the social ills that we have going on in the country. And she apparently, according to her, she doesn't feel that it's right for Black Lives Matter to be focused in such a way. She feels that, we should be honoring the police department or the flag and what have you, and she doesn't like this approach. And of course, she's getting a lot of pushback, not only from the Atlanta Dream players and other players in the NBA, but the WNBA itself is pushing back on her. Jackie, talk to me. She had to know when she bought part of this team that the majority of the league was African American. How could you not be sensitive and respect the wishes of your constituency?
Yeah, absolutely, and rightfully so. The players have been protesting for her to be removed, kind of like what the Clippers did with Donald Sterling, because it's like there are so many Black women that are in the league, and they're women before they're basketball players.
Right.
And for her to just be so disrespectful towards the Black Lives Matter movement, it was kind of, I don't understand why she would even make that statement. She wanted the American flag to be on the jerseys instead of Breonna Taylor, but we talking about issues. The WNBA has always focused on many issues, so I don't know why she would even, it was just ignorant of her to even make that statement that she did.
Darius?
It shows that a lot of people within her realm, I would say, maybe some of them, by the way they think, with her being an owner of Atlanta Dream, that's something that cannot be taken lightly. She basically is the owner of a team with mostly African American athletes. Mostly WNBA players are African American athletes, as well as her being owner of a team in Atlanta. That's quote unquote Black Hollywood. So for her, in order for her to continue with the ownership of this team is something, it says a lot about the WNBA, but I don't believe that.
Yeah, I mean, to me, she's being very hypocritical, because on one hand, she says, politics shouldn't, mix with sports. All right, that's the biggest lie that's ever been told in the history of both politics and sports. Politics and sports have always gone together. And most of the time, people have a problem with politics entering into sports when it's an opinion or a view they don't share. But as long as somebody is saying something that mainly politicians want to hear, then it's okay. But the minute you say something or want to enact something that goes counter to what it is your beliefs are, your ideological beliefs are, now all of a sudden politics and sports shouldn't mix. Look, the bottom line is this. And then she's talking about she want to invoke the flag and, Blue Lives Matter and all this kind of thing. What's that? I mean, look here. Bottom line is this. If you don't like what's going on in the WNBA, particularly with the team that you're a co-owner of, then why don't you, people sell your rights. Sell it to somebody that agrees with the direction that the league is going in. I mean, you had to know this when you bought part of the team. You knew what your constituency was. So why all of a sudden now this is a problem? And plus, ain't she under investigation still from selling them stocks back when the COVID first jumped off, and all of a sudden she apparently got an inside tip, and then it was her and a couple of other senators, all of a sudden they started dumping a bunch of their stocks or whatever. So, I don't want to hear all that, now you want sports to be pure. Miss me with all that. Jackie, any follow-up on this?
Yeah, I just think that she just needs to just sell the team to somebody else.
Just sell your share.
She obviously isn't for the cause, and how can you be an owner of a team that's predominantly black and not have some sensitivity towards the issues that they're trying to bring to show light on it?
Exactly. Darius?
Same, piggybacking off what Jackie said, it doesn't seem right that the Atlanta Dream owner is something or someone who is speaking of this or speaking in that way, especially with BLM and where her team is located. With all of the African American athletes within the WNBA, especially the WNBA, it's very sad.
All right. We're going to stay tuned to this one. We're going to see what happens here because, I don't know, for some reason I got a feeling this is going to get worse before it gets better. So let's see what's happening moving forward. All right. Patrick Mahomes just got broke off, y'all. And when I say broke off, I mean broke off to the tune of $500 million. I'm saying this is the richest contract in sports history. Super Bowl winning quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, I think he's like 24 years old. It's a 10-year deal. I think even if he gets injured, I think $193 million of it is guaranteed. So, look, this is a brother who will definitely not be, okay, hold on, we have some technical difficulties. Yeah, hold on, y'all. Our crack production team is going to get everything in order here. So, got a little feedback going on, so y'all excuse us. But, oh yeah, this is who? Okay, there we go. All right, we back in business. Okay, I lost 10% of my hearing, but other than that, I'm good. Anyway, what we said about Patrick Mahomes, basically, look, this brother will not be applying for a link card anytime soon. Darius, talk to me. What do you think about this deal? But because I got some opinions on this contract too, that y'all, Kroc Nation, y'all probably gonna see our first real argument going on this particular show. Because I got an opinion on this contract. But Darius, talk to me. What do you think?
If I could get paid something around that, then that's something I would like to do. So once again, congratulations to Patrick Mahomes on receiving that new contract. With that new contract, he is the new highest paid athlete in America.
Jackie?
Yeah, congratulations to him. I just don't know if I would have paid him that much money.
Thank you.
I know he's a Super Bowl champion. He's been Offensive Player of the Year, been MVP, but that's a lot of money to just off the back just be like, we're going to get this man this much money for 10 years. I understand that they wanted to make sure that they probably wanted to make sure that he understood how valuable he was. So I could see that, but I just don't know about that amount of money.
Yeah. Look, this is my take on. Don't get me wrong. And let me preface this now, Kroc Nation, before y'all start sending in cards and letters. I ain't mad that the brother got broke off. Not at all. You worth as much as you can get. My problem, for lack of a better word, is to me the Kansas City Chiefs were bidding against themselves. Nobody else was, they couldn't, first of all, but nobody else was offering him $500 million. Why would you go that high when you probably didn't have to? There ain't no probably to it, you didn't. On top of that, two things. A, what happens if he gets hurt? Two, that contract is going to have you so strapped in the coming years, it's going to be hard to surround a team, surround some players around him with that kind of contract, because now he's eating up a lot of the money. Like, once again, you worth whatever you can get. But Darius, I'm going to come back to you. I just don't think they needed to go that high when they weren't bidding against anybody. They were only bidding against themselves. That's the part of it I don't understand.
I see where you guys are coming from as far as bidding against themselves. You got somebody like Patrick Mahomes.
We having technical difficulties. See, this would happen. See, when you do shows on Friday, y'all, this probably would, stuff start breaking down. We're going to get it right, though, so just bear with us, keep going. See, all right, hold on, there we go. I think we're back in business. What you say, Darius? Could you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I just think we on fire today. That's why we keep having technical.
That's what it is.
Exactly. We on fire a little bit today.
Yeah, we going at it.
When it comes to Patrick Mahomes, I think it's just something that's more so it seems a big number because of the years. It's a 10-year deal. I would agree as far as the years. The years is a little bit astronomical. I mean, he is a younger quarterback, but 10 years is a very long time. If it was maybe 6 years, then the money would look a little bit less. But I just think because of it being 10 years, that it looks at $503 million. Once again, he third year in the league. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He's a league MVP. He's shattered all Kansas City's, I believe, most of the QB records as far as things that he can obtain. I believe over the years he will surpass that as far as all of the records. He averages a 310 a game passer. Passing yards. So that alone, I mean, I can't blame Kansas City for paying the man, and I can't blame them for locking him in for 10 years. If I come across a talent like that, if the Chicago Bears ever came across a talent like that,
right.
I would hope they would do the same thing.
Okay, we know they ain't gonna do neither, but anyway. This is my thing, Jack, and I'm gonna come back to you. All right. As great as this young man is, I swear to y'all, I'm not taking anything away from him. However, it's a lot of cats out there that won one Super Bowl, all right? Trent Dilfer won one Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers won one Super Bowl. Russell Wilson, who you just brought up a little while ago there, won one Super Bowl. All I'm saying is that 500 million, I don't know. I wouldn't have done that. Jackie, one more time, what you think?
I agree. Like you said, it seemed like they was bidding against themselves, like they started at the highest amount before anything. So I see what you're saying, but congratulations to him for being able to even get that amount. No hate, no nothing like that. But he's a great quarterback, so I'm looking forward to see what he does in this upcoming year.
And before we get off this topic, I'm just going to say one more thing. I think everybody would agree with me on this. What you have done now, Kansas City, you have set a market, and I could go way back years ago when this bum in the NBA named John Koncak had got broke off at that time with like an $8 million something deal. At that time, it was an astronomical number, and he was like one of the worst players that ever played in the NBA. But of course now, that was the market, and so then anybody who was any kind of way semi-better than him was gonna ask for that and more. So what I'm saying is that what you've done now is you set this $500 million mark, where now the next bum gonna come along and decide he wanted to and he should get it, and we already know that's probably not gonna happen, but we gonna see. All right, sticking with the NFL, talking about somebody who didn't get the money, Dak Prescott. He been for the last year and a half trying to get this big long-term, like $40-something million a year deal, and Jerry Jones and them wasn't budging, it ain't happening. Now, I'm cool with anybody getting their money, but I'm not gonna lie, and I will tell y'all why. I ain't shedding no tears about Dak Prescott, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. But I'm gonna go back to Jackie first. and then we're gonna bounce to Darius, and I'm gonna give y'all my take on why I ain't feeling too bad about Dak Prescott. Jackie, what you think?
I'm not either. I'm not the biggest Dak Prescott fan either. I don't know if he's shown enough. There's been some consistency issues with him, so
Yep.
maybe Dallas is just trying to weigh their options, keep the door open.
Darius?
I'm just confused on as far as him and how much money he believes he does. He does deserve, or if it's a year's thing, or I mean, let alone you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. You're going to be a person who is put in front of the camera more so than any other quarterback within the NFL. Let
No
alone
doubt about
you're
it.
going to make more money probably off of your endorsements throughout your lifetime than you will in that one contract. So it's a little bit confusing. I believe Jerry gave him a very well-endowed contract that he did not sign.
Right.
I don't know if he was going to believe he was going to change it, or if Jerry was going to come up with a better deal. But from what I've seen, I'm pretty sure from what you've seen, D, and Jackie as well, that contract was pretty good, and I think he should have signed it.
Yeah, from what I heard, the problem wasn't even so much the money. They pretty much had agreed on the dollar amount per year. Dak didn't want, the Cowboys wanted the 5-year deal. Dak wanted a 4-year deal. He didn't want that extra year because he's trying to get broke off on another contract. All right, but I'm going to piggyback on what both of y'all said, particularly Jackie. To me, Dak Prescott ain't done nothing to get that kind of money. Mm-hmm. You know, we just talking about Patrick Mahomes' list. He did win a Super Bowl. Dak, come on, bro. I think he won one playoff game, maybe. Did he? I don't even know if he did that. And I definitely do know that his record is better against non-playoff teams than playoff teams. In other words, when it's money time, he lost to the Bears late last year, right? I mean, you know, I don't. And then my other thing is, I remember a couple of years ago when the Colin Kaepernick thing was really kicking off, and you know, teams didn't really know how to handle that or address that. And anyway, he was talking about, you know, I'm standing with Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. We don't take a knee. We don't disrespect the flag. You know, he was Joe Company man. And now, when it was time to get paid, Jerry Jones then told him to go take a jump. Look, I'm going to tell you young people out there in particular who, you know, coming into the corporate world and whatnot, you know, business world, being a company man or company woman, it don't pay. It don't pay. They going to humble you. They going to let you know that you ain't that. Trust me. So, you know, earn what you can earn, get what you can get. I agree with Darius. I thought what he was offered was a good deal. He should have took that, but okay. As it is, he franchised this year. He gonna get $38 million or something like that, which obviously ain't no chump change, but he ain't get broke off like he wanted to. So we'll stay tuned.
I think it was like 38 or something like that.
Yeah, like 38 million a year. So
I don't know how
ain't nothing to sneeze at, but
that's Russell Wilson numbers.
Right. But that's a 1-year thing because it was a franchise. So we'll see what happens with that. So switching gears, we're going to go to the NBA/NCAA. Zion Williamson has been reported. Zion Williamson daddy took money from boosters. Okay. What's the problem? Oh, that's the first time that's happened. Supposedly, I done heard different numbers, $100,000, $400,000. There's what you done heard. He done took money. Now whoever he took the money from want their money back because Zion didn't sign with a agency or something. What's going on with this, Darius?
I don't know. I'm disappointed. That's all he got.
Huh?
I said that's all they reported that he got.
That's all we heard.
That's all they reported that he got.
Yeah, that's all they reported.
I'm pretty sure he got way more money than that. Zion has been an internet sensation since he was a sophomore.
Agreed. In high school.
He's been a phenom since high school. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure they probably did take some money. And like you said, D, it's not the first time somebody a phenom
Nope, ain't gonna be the last.
It's not.
Jackie, what about you?
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely not the first time. So I don't really understand why the eyes just on this particular incident. And Zion, they wanted him bad enough, so they were trying to do whatever they could to get him. And that's what a lot of the top programs do. So maybe that's why the NCAA is considering allowing the players to get paid now so that this type of stuff don't happen in the future. But It's not uncommon.
No, not at all. Anytime you offer somebody some money and you don't have them sign nothing, guess what? You taking a risk and you're on your own. And I don't blame Zion daddy. And I would hope if I was in that same, my daddy would have took it too.
Better be
It's
smart
that
about
simple.
it. That's all. Just got to be smart about it.
You got to be smart about it because a lot of these agents and agencies out there, look, once you offer these young men this money, you don't own them, they own you. Because, what you going to do? At the end of the day, what you going to do? You ain't never getting that money back. It's a wrap. You took it to gamble and you lost. Oh, well, it is what it is. Zion and Papa Williamson, good for y'all. That's the name of the game. You might as well play it.
Enjoy your career.
Enjoy your career. Don't even trip on this. All right. NCAA, or the National Association of Basketball Coaches, say that the ACT and the SAT tests should be eliminated as far as a prerequisite, I guess, to get into school. Jackie, what say you on this?
I agree. I don't think that everybody is a good test taker.
Nope.
And some of those tests, they are racially biased, so information that some of the minority kids are learning there is probably not going to be like what they get on the test. Because I know I took the ACT in high school, and a lot of the information, a lot of the what was on the test, I didn't learn. So it's like,
right.
Everybody's just not a good test taker, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to be a good student.
Right, because the only thing universal on those tests are the math.
Yeah.
Darius, what you think?
I can attest to that. This has affected my family. According to my little brother, as far as him taking his SAT, he is a student who has a 3.6 GPA average, but he's a horrible test taker. He had to take the SAT 6 times before he was able to get accepted accept his Louisville offer. He will be going to Louisville in the fall, so that's a
congratulations.
great thing. But he had to take the SAT 6 times.
Wow.
Literally 6 times in order for him to even get close. This is an athlete with a 3.6 GPA. So if they do, it's a great thing. Get rid of it.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it at all. I think it's held back a lot of young people, whereas they had to go to junior college for a year or two first before they could get to a university, or in some cases it scuttled their careers entirely. So I think it's a good move to get rid of it, because like Jackie said, the testing is biased anyway. The only thing universal about it is the math. So until you can prove that, and improve that rather, I'd say dump it as well. Okay. Positive COVID-19 tests. So far, at least 72 NFL players have tested positive for COVID-19. Darius, how are we going to have this, man? How are we going to do this? How are we going to have a season?
I mean, as well as we have basketball guys still within the bubble, coming into the bubble.
Russell Westbrook.
They're testing positive as well. So I don't know, Daryl. Especially with football, they've implemented a new mouthpiece.
Yeah.
They're going to be trying. I don't know how you're going to stop a contact sport like
right.
football and not being able to spread COVID. It doesn't seem like it's going to be likely. Hopefully they'll push the season back, but we'll see. I don't know.
Jack?
I agree. The season is definitely looking up in the air right now with more and more people testing positive, and they can't really have a bubble like what the NBA is doing because there's so many players on each team.
Right.
So I hope that the cases go down, but it's not looking good right now with, like Darius said, them having to be in contact with each other. So I'm not sure right now. Yeah,
these bubbles ain't working. I mean, NBA, WNBA, baseball ain't even in a bubble, and theirs ain't working. The one dude that was supposed to come and administer the test a couple weeks ago, he didn't even show up. What kind of mess is this, man? This ain't no softball league. This is Major League Baseball. Look, we've said it on this show many times, and I'm sure you've heard it on other sports outlets. Obviously, eventually somebody's going to have to go first. But first does not mean this year. I just don't see how this is possible in any of the major sports, football, basketball, baseball, hockey even. I just don't see how you're going to do it. Obviously, somebody's going to try it because money dictates everything. But to me, good luck. That's all I can say. And once again, I'm going to say, if you start this, I seriously doubt you're going to be able to finish it. But we'll see. We'll see what's going on. We got the Big Ten that's canceled all games. Ivy League has canceled all sports. All this due to COVID-19. The IHSA, they've revised all their high school sports rules, how it dictates in terms of COVID-19. Here at the Salvation Army Ranch on Kroc Center, COVID-19 has affected us in so many ways, but I want to talk about sports in particular. Jackie, how would you say COVID-19 has really affected Kroc sports and fitness programs here?
Even in the gym area, no contact. Everybody that comes in has to wear a mask. We've been getting some pushback about that, but it's for safety purposes, of course. Can't really do no games. You could really just shoot around. So I guess a couple of people have just been, they want to get back into the normal, but right now it's just not the time. So it's definitely a different feel around.
Darius?
Yeah, with the COVID going on, we do have a different feel within the Kroc Center. I am first off glad that we are now open.
We are back open.
Opening this past Monday is great to see. Some of the members come in. I've seen some of the kids who usually come in the afternoons. They've come back to check the gym out. Things have changed. Things are a little bit different for us as far as how we're going to be running the gym. Right now we can't have any pickup games, but that's something that we're going to eventually get back to. But you still can come in to our building, work on your game as much as possible. We have a shooting machine coming next week, so I'm very excited about that. I hope a lot of the kids come in and enjoy that as well. A lot of our programs will be starting up as well next week. We have basketball classes, personal training within baseball and basketball, as well as soccer classes. So we do have some of our classes coming back. We will be COVID-19 prepared for most of these classes.
Yeah, and just so I'll piggyback on what was just said by my host, the Kroc Center is back open. We are limited capacity. We are limited in terms of areas that we can have programs. Right now, our swimming pool is still closed, so no swimming right now. There is fitness that you can participate in, but even once again, that's social distancing, as far as the gyms, whatnot that Jackie and Darius was talking about. We're doing the best we can, and we appreciate all of your time, your patience, but please just bear with us. This COVID-19 thing is new to all of us, and we're just trying to err on the side of caution. That's all. So, for those of you who might be frustrated as having to, be required to wear a mask or what have you, or have your temperature taken, first of all, we're following guidelines, and second of all, we're just trying to keep everybody safe. So please just bear with us. But this is the type of impact that COVID-19 has had on everything. And we're the Salvation Army Ranch on Kroc Center. We're a very beautiful community center here on the south side of Chicago, but we're struggling. So imagine professional sports leagues and organizations, it's the same struggle, but their struggle is magnified, 10 times because you're talking millions of dollars, and you're talking about revenue that's being missed or what have you. So in any event, all we can do is ask you to please be patient with us, and at the same time, do what you can to stay safe and be healthy. All right, we're going to wrap up this show, but before we do, we are going to throw out next week's poll question, and it's something we just talked about a little earlier. Should the Kansas City Chiefs have given Patrick Mahomes all that loot, $500 million? That's the poll question for next week's show.
Show me the money.
What's that?
Show me the money.
So you can see this is going to be a running back and forth probably for the next show as well. But once again, Kroc Nation, we want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy lives to spend this half hour with us. We want to thank, of course, Ms. Jackie Foster, Mr. Darius Jackson. We want to thank our top-notch A-level #1 production crew for putting all of this together. We want to thank our Majors John and Joanna Pook, for allowing us this venue and allowing us this avenue. And once again, most of all, we want to thank all of you who are supporting the show and supporting us, because without you, there would be no us. So thank you once again. It's Fridays, weekend, the weather's gonna be nice, so go out there and have some fun, but be smart and stay safe, and we'll see you next week, same bad time, same bad channel. Y'all be good, everybody. Peace.